There's a character down Omarama Way. He's known as the Hat. The Hat lives in an old bus next to a stream. The council wants him out. The Department of Lands want him out. But the Hat's refusing to budge, and he's got the locals on his side. On top of that, the Hat's declared his patch a republic.
Omarama, a small but pretty village of about 400 people, and home to the Republic of Hat, an independent acre, or to be more precise, 0.4 of a hectare. Its president, self-elected, is Alan Ritchie. But no one calls him that. He's known as the Hat, or just Hat. He's been here for 2 years with his dogs and his bus. The local council and the Department of Lands want Alan Ritchie out, and so do some of his neighbours. But most of the town wants him to stay because, although the Hat may be eccentric, he's a highly popular figure, and he says he's entitled to live here in this former riverbed.
When they did move the stream across, they no longer cared for this piece of land. They didn't take it into account. It hasn't been labelled on any maps. The piece in between myself and my neighbours is marked as reserve. The piece from the flood bank over is marked as Omarama stream bed, and over the other side is Crown land. This piece doesn't exist.
That's the crux of the Hat's interesting argument, but the local authorities say this is non-residential river reserve land. The Hat does have some official recognition, but this isn't a licence to stay. Moving the Hat, though, mightn't be that easy. Some people we talk to say they'll chain themselves to the bus if the police move in. You call yourself Mr. President. I mean, isn't that a little grandiose?
If you're going to do something, you do it properly.
Yeah.
This is the forest of Hat over here to the right.
I don't really see a forest. I just see a few old tree stumps, a tyre and a couple of knobby trees.
That's the forest. Pretty impressive, isn't it?
If you say so, Your Majesty. We couldn't find anyone in Omarama to speak against the Hat publicly. We found plenty of supporters.
He's a great asset to the town. Yeah, we think he's a great guy.
He's all right, Riz. Not doing any harm. It's out of the way.
Be too boring without him.
I think we all support him, definitely. He's brilliant.
Yeah, he's sort of putting Omarama on the map, isn't he?
Would you like to see him stay?
Not too right, he works for me.
Yes, the Hat does work part-time. His title is Petroleum Fuels Transfer Technician. He's not on the dole, and he can make do on $50 a week. The local store has sent a petition away to the council supporting the Hat, and another one's underway. About 150 people have signed. But there's another side to the bus story, and that's the point of view of a few of the Hat's immediate neighbours. We asked a number of people how they'd like it if a view of the Hat's bus graced their back windows. A typical response.
I wouldn't worry me at all. I've just come off the farm up the road and we had all sorts of strange people. I'm not saying the Hat's strange, but all sorts of people camped all over the place. And so what if they're not hurting you?
Stories abound of the Hat's good deeds, neighbourly behaviour that inspired the petition in the first place.
He opens car doors for women, he takes his hat off to women, he will sing to you in the morning. Odd things, but he makes you feel really an old-fashioned gentleman. He's marvellous. I really think he does.
Well, he was payment for our engagement, you know, and we tried to pay him, you know, when he sent me payment, you know, just that's the kind of guy he is, you know.
I've only had to call these services once and I locked my keys in the car and 2 minutes later he had them back for me.
Did he? How did he do that?
Wouldn't know. Still had his hat on it.
Must have been a hat trick. In fact, the only time the Hat comes off is for the morning wash in the ice-cold Omarama stream. It's not everybody's idea of paradise, but it's home for the Hat, for now. Does it leak?
Occasionally, but it's a natural humidifier to the environment. So the bus is always warm when it's raining. If it leaks, it's fine by me.
The Hat is something of a poet.
I trust my wisdom may continue to grow like the wildflowers in the spring.
That's a very nice hat. But what about the other complaints? There's also the question of your donkey droppings. When you used to own a donkey, the donkey, in fact, relieved himself outside the hotel to the annoyance of one or two.
That strikes me as an unbelievable complaint. At the time, I had a fairly sizable sign next to a hat advertising the fact that we were selling freshly served donkey manure, and actually spent several hours waiting for the donkey to produce the manure. Unfortunately, it never sold.
And the allegations that the Hat's petition was signed by children and bikies? Motorcyclists, says the Hat, and wise, caring young people. The Hat says he's prepared to pay rates if he's allowed to stay. The local council, not without a sense of humour itself, says if he's created an independent republic, he could be arrested whenever he leaves as an illegal alien. But things mightn't stay friendly much longer.
They won't move me. We shall not be moved.
But in the meantime, the hat is happy.
What a day for a daydreamer boy.
And whenever the pressures get too great, he can stoke up the old 40-gallon drum and have a nice hot bath.
Oh, needed that.
He might need some luck as well to stop the sun setting on the Republic of Hat.
The reporter was Jim Mora.